Hi everybody, welcome to Barca Volume. Welcome to another video of the Champions League where I was right and where I was wrong. And boy, there isn't a lot of wrong, and this is not why I'm making this video. I'm not making this video to brag. This is going to be a serious video. My predictions video about the Champions League went extremely well, so I want to do more content of the Champions League. So what I will do is I will give you my prediction before match day, and then I'll give you my right and wrongs after match day. So every single match day in the Champions League. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. I didn't have a lot of wrongs. I only got one wrong and winners and losers, and I got 3 right as far as score predictions. So I did pretty well. And in addition to my right and wrongs, I will have my top 8 hierarchy for the Champions League. Now, this doesn't mean I'm gonna pick the table number 1 spot, for example, because you can be impressive in a loss and you can be disappointing in a win, and I'm going to take that into consideration. So don't think that the top 8 is going to be the top 8 from the UEFA table. So guys, I'm so excited for this. Let's get into it. My spot number 8 was going to go to Tottenham. I predicted them to win by 1 goal. I said 2-1. They ended up winning 1-0 against Villarreal, but I am not going to go with them. I am going to go with Frankfurt. I think they had a really impressive debut in the Champions League, beating Galatasaray, who have a pretty good winning project over there too. And Frankfurt, man, their offense is clicking in all cylinders. 5-1. This is a whopping impressive victory. They have to be in the top 8. They are actually in the first place of the UEFA Champions League table, with Galatasaray with the likes of Gundogan, Sané, Victor Osimhen, who didn't play because he was injured. They have a really good project, and Frankfurt just went and just beat them down insane. To me, this is gonna be my top 8. So I will give you now my top number 7, and that will be Manchester City. Honestly, I think Manchester City is gonna be they're gonna make a deep run in the Champions League. They do have the likes of, for example, they have the likes of Haaland. They have the likes of Rangers, who played extremely well in this game as well. I think Haaland gets in the scoreline against Napoli, and unfortunately, right, it was the return of Kevin De Bruyne, who kind of disappointing, because Manchester City kind of gets lucky, get capitalized on Di Lorenzo getting sent off in the 21st minute. So at that time, for the neutrals, that game was kind of compromised. But no, this team is stacked. Doku also gets a goal. The likes of Foden, Rangers both had an assist. I think Manchester City can play really well if they can get the defense right. This team can go very deep into the Champions League. Now, I think my number 6 is going, some of you guys are not going to like it, not going to love it, because you're going to say, of course, El Barcelona fan saying that Real Madrid is going to be my number 6. Of course, you're going to have him low, right? But I don't think Real Madrid was impressive at all. Real Madrid, actually, give them credit. They were very lucky in this game. Timothy Weah scored the first goal in the first half, and I just don't think that they played their best game. Look, Timothy Weah scores in the 22nd minute. Carvajal gets sent off in the 72nd minute. But Real Madrid, Rodrigo gets a really good individual play inside the box, and the defender for Marseille gets, extends his leg, and that's a clear penalty in my opinion. So that was a good penalty. So Real Madrid gets to tie this game, gets bailed out by this penalty, and automatically it was 1-1 in the first half and in the second half, and it was a controversial, right? I'm not going to get into it. Real Madrid gets a penalty that it's not a penalty by the letter of the law, and they get the win. But don't make any mistake about it. This performance was far from impressive. Mbappe gets 2 goals, Real Madrid gets 3 points, but they get to be in my top 6, to be honest. All right, so my top 5, that is going to Liverpool. Some of you again may disagree with this. Let me know in the comments. You can comment me all you want if you like. You can tell me your reasons and tell me why they should be higher or lower, but Liverpool will be my number 5. I think they have been far from impressive so far this season. They basically literally have a super team with the likes of Ekitike, with the likes of Florian Wirtz, with the likes of even Isak that just joined the team, who started in this game. They actually get to start their debut winning 2-0 against Atlético Madrid, and Robertson gets a goal, Salah gets a goal in 6 minutes. it was already 2-0, and we thought this was gonna be a rout. And by the way, I did pick Liverpool to win this game as well, and honestly, I picked them to win 3-1, and they won 3-2, because in the 81st minute, Llorente gets his brace, right? He gets on the board once again and ties the game 2-2. It was a crazy game at that point, but then once again, how many times is Liverpool gonna get lucky and bailed out by these last-minute buzzer beaters? You can't keep doing this time and time again. Eventually, this is gonna cut up with you, and this is why I honestly have Liverpool at number 5. I think they have underachieved for the team that they have. They've looked far from impressive. Arsenal gets my number 4 spot. I think their defense is far and away the best defense of this league. I think they're very impressive with the likes of Saliba. I think they're ridiculously good on the midfield with the likes of Declan Rice as well. Now they have Victor Gyökeres. Now they have Subamendi as well. They have added good pieces to this team that makes them incredibly good. I actually picked them to win 2-0, and this is one of the predictions that I got absolutely correct. Arsenal gets the W 2-0. Some people criticized me and said, no, I'm underestimating the Spain teams, and San Mamés was going to be a hostile environment, and it was. Give them credit. They played incredibly well, though. They held their own in the first half. I thought they played really, really good, but it was all the way up until Arteta had to do some changes. They brought in Martinelli, who within a couple of minutes into the game, he gets in the scoring board and finally breaks first blood on Atlético Athletic Club, and actually they start taking over the game, right? And then in 87th minute they get the 2-0. But the most given takeaway that I have on Arsenal is just how good their defense is, right? Like, for example, like the Raya, it's a great goalkeeper. They have the likes of Mosquera, they have the likes of Gabriel, they have the likes of Timber. Dude, this team defensively, this team it's crazy. Like in the midfield, they have Subamendi, Merino, Rice. Dude, this team, it's crazy good, man. I'm telling you, this is my number 4 spot. They absolutely deserve it. Now, for my number 3 spot, I have PSG, and some of you may disagree. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. They won 4-0, and I am very impressed with what I saw from PSG. They actually get, Marquinhos gets a goal, Kvaratskhelia gets a goal, who actually went down with an injury. Nuno Mendes gets a goal in the 51st minute, and then Gonzalo Ramos gets another goal in stoppage time. So I think this was an impressive win, but my problem is they beat Atalanta team. The Atalanta team is one of those teams that I have all the way down at the bottom of the table. Even from my predictions, I said Atalanta is not going to be nowhere near as good as they were last year, and it kind of showed in this game. Now, I am impressed. With PSG, because not only they are the defending champs, but they have a lot of injuries. They don't have Desert Dewey, they don't have Dembele, and now Kvaratskhelia went down with an injury as well. But they have a stacked team: Barcola, Ruiz, Vitinha, Neves, Nuno Mendes. This is a good team. We have Hakimi, Marquinhos. This team is insane, even with all the injuries. And Barcelona has to be careful, because now Barcelona has to go. Barcelona have to play them at home, but it's not going to be an easy game. This is a back-to-back. Barcelona has 2 really, really tough games, and it's just insane of how the kind of style Barcelona is going to have in this Champions League. The first 2 games, Newcastle, and now we have to go play PSG at home. But they get my number 3 spot, and don't be surprised if they are going to be higher in the next couple of match days. But I do have them as one of my predictions. I do have them dropping and not having a great run this year. I don't think they're going to be as good as last year, but I predicted them to win this game 3-1, and they actually won 4-0. So they do impress me there. I think they were better than I thought. So I give him my number 3 spot. Now, my team number 2, Barcelona, gets my number 2 spot. I think Barcelona had an impressive win, had an impressive debut. Barcelona, not even 100%. No Lamine Yamal, no Balde, no Gavi. This game, Lewandowski getting his first start of the season, and actually I think it was great. Barcelona went into that hostile environment, and the atmosphere was insane. These guys were celebrating corner kicks like it was a goal. So I'm giving Barcelona to be able to absorb all that pressure, all that intensity from Newcastle. Newcastle looked really, really good, but it was actually Rashford who made the difference in this game. The game was very, very neck and neck. And, you know, like the likes of Pedri and Frankie, I thought they took over the game in the second half in the midfield area, and that was the biggest reason why Barcelona won this game. But Rashford, don't make any mistake about it, that's a beautiful ball from Koundé, who gets an assist. And actually, you know what? Koundé had one of his better games of the year so far, and he needed this for his confidence so he can keep playing well. And Barcelona needs every ounce of Koundé going forward. But Barcelona, number 2 spot, I think is a very impressive win. We do have a keeper that can keep us in games, as Joan Garcia did, kept us in this game against Newcastle. In the first half, there was 2 chances, clear chances, 1 expected goal, and 1-on-1 where Joan Garcia just literally saved that goal. And that's the difference between drawing at St. James Park and winning 2-1. Now, with the likes of Rashford playing lights out like CR7 style, and he just broke over the game. And Barcelona, why I'm so impressed with Barcelona is because they didn't play their best, and they still went to a very hostile, tough game against these physical bodies, physical players, incredible team, and still beat them at home. And Barcelona gets that win away from home 2-1. They get my number 2 spot. And now, for my number 1 spot has to go to Bayern Munich. I think they had one of the most impressive victories that I remember in a long time from Bayern Munich, especially going up such a crazy and such a good opponent in Chelsea. Chelsea, it's the world champions. Chelsea won the Club World Cup, so they are the world champions this year. So they also beat PSG in that Club World Champions final, slapping them 4-0 or 4-1. I can't remember exactly, but they absolutely slapped them. And now Bayern Munich, they were playing extremely well up to this point, and this was a statement win by them, 3-1. I actually predicted the winner here. I thought they were going to win 3-2. If I think Cole Palmer had a goal in the second half that could have been 3-2, but he was just barely offside. I could have almost got the score right there, but I did predict the winner though. I said Bayern Munich at home will take over this game, and they did. Give them credit. They also missed a couple sitters where it could have been even worse. And I think Chelsea, Bayern Munich's midfield just took over Chelsea. I don't know. Chelsea just needed that more juice. And I think Chelsea didn't look good to me. They actually out of my top 10. I have them like probably top 12 or so, just because solely on what they've done up to this point. But it was not a good debut. They did not look good. I was expecting a lot more from Chelsea, but give credit to Bayern Munich with the likes of Harry Kane, who is in incredible form. I think he's playing extremely well. And dude, right now Bayern Munich has to be the number 1 spot because defensively they were good, and in the attack they still missed opportunities, so they left a lot of meat on the bone. So this Bayern Munich team can be better than even I thought initially when I made my prediction. So guys, that is my top 10. Let me know what your opinions are. Let me know what you think, where I got wrong, where I got right. I literally went 8 right and I got 1 wrong actually, so that's 8-1. I went 8-1. So the only score prediction that I got wrong, or the winner or loser I got wrong, was Napoli. I had them going down to Etihad and winning that game, and they actually lost, but that was because they got a red card. Everything else, I predicted Arsenal to win 2-0. I predicted Napoli to win 2-1. I predicted Juventus to draw against Borussia Dortmund, and they did. I predicted Tottenham to win 2-1. I predicted Real Madrid to win 3-0. They won, but they didn't win 3-0. I predicted Bayern to win 3-2. They won 3-1. I predicted to win Liverpool to win 3-1. They won 3-2. And Barcelona, I picked them to win 2-1, and they did. That was insane. How did I get that right? I don't know. You just gotta follow this channel if you want to know what's gonna happen in the next match day too. But guys, let me know what you thought about this video so I can make more content like this. And guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video.